Giants fans, how much longer can you take this? Another season opener, another crushing loss, and the same painful story on repeat. The Daboll era was supposed to bring answers, but instead it's bringing frustration. The offense can't score, the offensive line is collapsing, and this team just got pushed around by the Washington Commanders. So here's the truth. The Giants are in serious trouble. And if things don't change fast, this season could be over before it even begins. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will make you question everything about the future of this team. But before we get into it, if you're a die-hard Giants fan, make sure you're subscribed to Big Blue News. We're your go-to source for daily engaging content on all things Big Blue. Help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers this off-season by hitting that subscribe button now. The New York Giants are facing a crisis that fans cannot ignore. Once again, the Daboll era has started with a bitter disappointment. Another opening week loss that leaves more questions than answers. Giants fans are tired, frustrated, and wondering if this team is truly headed in the right direction. In 2022, the Giants started slow against the Titans, but a comeback win fueled hope. In 2023, the season opener was a disaster against Dallas, and now in 2024, the Giants once again come out flat, this time against the Washington Commanders. The result? A 21-6 defeat, one that exposes deep problems across the roster and coaching staff. The patience of fans is wearing thin, and the pressure on Daboll is only growing. So what went wrong this time? Let's break it down. First, the offensive line. This is where games are being lost. Giants fans already know the struggles, but Sunday's game highlighted just how fragile this unit is. Andrew Thomas is still working his way back from injury. Jermaine Elwemmunor has a limited window left before free agency, and James Hudson III gave up 5 pressures. The middle of the line? A disaster. Russell Wilson had almost no chance. At this stage in his career, Wilson needs protection. He can't create magic out of broken pockets anymore. He's still smart, but when pressure comes right up the middle, his size and declining mobility work against him. This isn't Seattle 2014. The Giants cannot afford to keep letting their quarterback get swallowed alive, and when you look at the running game, it gets even worse. The Giants had 2 golden chances inside Washington's 5-yard line and failed to punch it in. Not once, not twice. Failed both times. That's not just a missed opportunity, that's a crushing problem. A good offensive line finishes those drives with touchdowns. Instead, Giants fans watched empty plays, poor blocking, and wasted chances. On paper, the Giants finished with 74 rushing yards. But here's the truth. 44 of those came from Russell Wilson scrambling for his life. Running backs? 15 carries, 30 yards total. That's unacceptable for an NFL offense. Meanwhile, Washington did exactly what they wanted. They ran the ball down the Giants' throats, 220 yards on the ground. Jaden Daniels contributed 68, but even without him, their running backs gashed. New York for 152. They attacked the edges, they broke tackles, and they embarrassed the Giants' defense. Let this sink in. Washington had 103 rushing yards after first contact. The Giants, just 34. That's a toughness issue. That's a pride issue. And it wasn't just the offensive line and running game. The tight end position, another supposed strength, completely failed. Theo Johnson, the young talent the Giants are banking on, dropped 2 critical passes and finished with just 1 catch for 5 yards. Last season, he was already among the league leaders in drops, despite limited playing time. Today, he showed the same problems. Meanwhile, Daniel Bellinger, once seen as a building block, was barely on the field. 1 catch, 14 yards. How long will the Giants keep waiting for potential when games are slipping away? Even worse, Washington's Zach Ertz, a veteran many thought was past his prime, outperformed both Giants tight ends combined. He scored the opening touchdown, putting New York in a hole immediately. That's the type of moment that shifts momentum, and it happened against the Giants once again. But let's be fair, not everything was negative. there were some bright spots. Brian Burns made an impact with 2 sacks, showing why the Giants invested in him. Rookie Abdul Carter had an outstanding game, 3 pressures, including his first career sack, and even a blocked punt on special teams. He flashed energy, hunger, and fight. That's exactly the kind of player the Giants need more of. If the rest of the team matched Carter's effort, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. And yet, despite those highlights, the big picture remains the same. The Giants' offense cannot score. They cannot protect their quarterback. They cannot run the ball. They cannot finish drives. And the defense continues to get bullied in the trenches, a problem that has haunted this team for years. So the question every Giants fan is asking tonight, how much longer will this continue? How many more opening weeks will end in disappointment before the organization makes real changes? Brian Daboll has to answer. Joe Schoen has to answer. This fan base deserves better, because right now, the Giants are showing us the same mistakes year after year. And if something doesn't change immediately, this season could spiral fast. So here we are, Giants fans. Another year, another brutal reminder that hope alone won't win games. The offense is broken, the defense is leaking, and patience is running out. The question now is simple but urgent. How much longer will the front office and coaching staff keep asking you to wait for potential? Because if this continues, 2024 might already be slipping away. The pressure is real, the changes must come, and the next move from Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen could define the future of this franchise. Don't blink, because the next few weeks will tell us everything about whether the Giants can save this season or whether disaster is already here.